Israeli anti-government demonstrators are upping the ante, calling for a week of disruption. Thousands of protesters packed the streets near Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's residence in West Jerusalem as they tried to break through barriers set up by the police, who violently pushed them back. At one point, a bonfire was lit in the street. Police used a water cannon to disperse the demonstration, arresting several people. Earlier in the evening, tens of thousands of Israelis gathered in front of the parliament in West Jerusalem.
I'm here because we have to stop the war and we have to ceasefire now and free all the hostages.
Demonstrators say the war in Gaza won't secure the release of the captives.
Only agreement can bring security and maybe peace in the future.
When asked if the demonstrations can topple Netanyahu,
I hope we don't have another way.
also on Monday, the embattled Prime Minister disbanded the war cabinet formed in the early days of the war with Hamas. Netanyahu says his security cabinet will now handle decisions related to the war. The move comes a week after War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz resigned from the government, citing frustration with Netanyahu's handling of the war in Gaza. News of the Israeli army's pause in southern Gaza to allow the delivery of desperately needed aid for Palestinians has triggered a political crisis in Israel, further exposing the divide between the political and military establishment. Meanwhile, U.S. Special Envoy Amos Hutchinson met with Israeli leaders to try to avert a wider conflict with Lebanese group Hezbollah.
Hezbollah's increasing aggression is bringing us to the brink of what could be a wider escalation, one that could have devastating consequences for Lebanon and the entire region.
Hutchinson will be holding talks with Lebanese officials on Tuesday. It hasn't been a good week for Netanyahu, with 10 Israeli soldiers killed over the weekend in Gaza, the persistent anti-government protests demanding his resignation, his political alliance breaking up, and the growing divide with the military. The veteran Prime Minister and Israel are becoming increasingly isolated in the international community. Relying on ultra-right and right-wing parties in his government makes it difficult for Netanyahu to continue ruling the country. Mohammad Al-Kassim, TRT World, West Jerusalem.